Hello, and welcome to the speed learning series of ServiceNow's third-party risk management application. This speed learning session will help you understand the third-party portal and its capabilities in detail. So the agenda for today's session is a quick guided tour of a third-party portal, and then we'll explore how efficiently third-party contacts can respond to an assessment questionnaire, attach any relevant documents, and submit responses back to the requester. Finally, recognizing that connectivity isn't always guaranteed, TPRM offers an offline capability to fill in the responses for an assessment. And in this part, we'll show you how vendors can download assessment templates, complete them offline, and then easily re-import it back to the portal, ensuring flexibility and convenience. Then finally followed by a demo. So as you can see, this slide illustrates how third-party portal streamlines and simplifies collaboration with third parties or vendors. So at the heart of this is a dedicated third-party portal, right? So think of it as a central hub designed specifically for your interactions with your third parties and vendors. Now, within the portal itself, it offers several key features designed to enhance uh, greater collaboration with your third parties, facilitating them for their assessments, issues, and remediations for tasks and managing their contacts. The portal integrates with our TPRM application, and this ensures that all third-party interactions and the data are aligned with overall third-party risk management framework. Now, from the third party's perspective, they have a single user-friendly interface to engage with your company on various tasks and information requests. Overall, this third-party portal fosters stronger, more efficient, and more secure relationships with your external parties by providing a centralized platform for all key interactions and information sharing. Now, once the third party contact is created, right, for a record, or for a third party record or for an engagement, the third party contact would receive an welcome email to the third party portal. Now, here is a preview of the welcome email that goes out to the third party contact with a link to the portal and the login credentials. Now, upon logging in, the user can access the company related information, get an insight on all of the assessments, engagements, issues, and tasks. The user can access assessment page to respond to any open assessments by prioritizing them based on the due date, right? It also shows the status of an assessment, number of questionnaires within an assessment, and if there are any document requests associated with an assessment. In the issues page, one can see the list of issues that needs remediation from the third party contact. Now, for the ease of the user, one can see the short description of an issue, see the priority, what it holds, and the status, and can further also reassign this issue to a secondary third-party contact. Similarly, one can easily track any pending tasks which are due to work upon, providing them the details of the task, just like how we saw it for the issues page. The third party portal also offers the capability to export an assessment that can be worked offline and re-import it back to the portal, offering a great collaboration with other functions from the third party itself. Right. So the personas that can access third party portal is a third party contact who is assigned with SNC underscore external role by default when the contact is created in the third party application. All right. Time for a quick sneak peek into the portal. The version which we are using is 20.0 TPRM applications. Well, and yeah, a quick check on the prerequisites just to make sure that you have created the third party contact in the application, right? Ensure that assessments are sent to your third party. It could be questionnaires, it could be a document request, or it could be an issue associated to a third party, or it can be a task for your third party. Okay, so now let's take a quick look in the third party portal. Now, I imagine the user has received the email. The email is obviously having the link to your third-party portal. Once you click that link, the user will land into the login page. This is where the user can enter the login credentials, which were all which the user has got through the email. Now, if the user is logging for the first time, the system would ask user to change the password. All right, so logging in, the user would be in the landing page. In the landing page, a quick welcome note that goes to John. Now, John is the one with whom I've logged in. John could see the company details, can see the assessment summaries with assessments which are overdue or getting or going to be due soon. Similarly, same goes with the issues and tasks down below. The number of engagements that this third party holds with the company. And so if John is the first time user logging in, he or she can take the guided tour, which will help them understand the navigation and the functionalities of the third party portal. And if there are any frequently asked question, they can always refer to this question bank and get uh, their queries answered over here. Um, all right, going to the home page, John being the primary contact can also onboard a new team member from their company, which is the Rantech Soft. Say a typical case would be it might be an assessment. It might be an assessment which requires uh, to be answered by the financial team, and John may not be the right person to do that. So in that case, what John can do is create a user login for the team member from their finance team. This would go back to the third party manager for his approval. Once it is all approved, the new member from the finance team would receive uh, the welcome note with the login credentials to the third party portal. Now, once that is all done, what John can do is use the uh, reassign feature to the new team member who is supposed to respond to. We will take a look into that in a short. All right, let's get into the assessments now. Now, let us see the number of assessment that needs to be responded. So in this example, what we are trying to do is we'll quickly go through one of the SIG questionnaire and we'll show you how you can import a SIG questionnaire. So first and foremost, let's go and look at the SIG questionnaire. Most of the companies usually, this is their starting point where you know they have their SIG responses already drafted in, right, and they can just go and import it. So you go to the assessment over here, and this SIG questionnaire just loads up, and If it is already answered, and you can always import your SIG questionnaire over here and just click on save and exit and submit. But then if not, you can go through the huge list of questions out here on the SIG and can answer those. On the left hand side, you should be able to see all the sections. You can navigate to any section quite easily over here. Once it is all done, you can save and exit and then can submit it. Going back to the other, now let us take a look how a document request is sent. So say for example, a document request has been sent to the third party and John wants to respond to it. This is where it is asking for SOC 1 and SOC 2 type report. Now we were talking about assigning feature. You can always assign this to, you know, any user who is supposed to, who is responsible for responding to this. But then for now, let's just go and add a document over here. Said I'm going to add a dummy document, whichever I have at the moment. You can provide your additional comments over here and save and exit. But then now, since you are providing a document, the third-party manager can also request you to provide an e-signature. Now, to do that, you can click on save and sign. Once you do that, either you can draw your signature, else you can just type your name. I'm sorry, John Hanks, right? As a sign to complete. Once this is all done, you can exit. You can see the progress over here. Similarly, for the second one, say for example, is not having it. You can say save and exit. And then you should be able to see, how many questions you have answered. And you can always say submit. Once this is submitted, this will go to the third party manager for his review. The third one is to see the offline response. Now, in this example, I've just sent out a questionnaire a sample questionnaire which talks about business continuity. So what John can do is John can pretty much go inside the assessment page, and this is where he can download the Excel template. Now, what does this does? This do is this will download all the questions and the type of responses which are supposed to be answered. Let's take a look at that. So if you see here, I mean, this is how the template would look like, the downloaded template. It will give you the name, whom it has been assigned to, when it is due, what is the purpose of this document, some general instructions, and the type of question responses which are supported. There's a long list of supported types of response. It could be yes, no, it could be, you know, uh, a numerical response, it could be a string, it could be multiple section, it could be a drop down. All right. The ones which are not supported over here are the attachments, the references, or you're trying to paste some images may not work. And those are all unsupported types of questions. And down below, if you see, it says general. Now, general is nothing but the name of the sections. If at all this questionnaire was carrying multiple section, it will come here as a separate workbook. Now, we always recommend, not to make any changes to this document. It is more of just answering it. You can pretty much answer the questions like this over here as whatever the response type could be, and just save it. So once you saved it, you can always go back and try to import it. Say, for example, import, and I'll click on import. Oh, probably this was an empty file. Give me a quick second. All right, I'm just selecting a file and I say open and I say import. There you go. So once the import is done, it will tell you the number of questions which were processed and the ones which are not processed. The unprocessed one would be the errored one. You may have to recheck that and again re-upload it back. So once you are done with this, you say close. The screen will refresh and bring in all the responses which you would have filled in the downloaded template. Once this is all done, you can always say save and exit. Wait for this progress to get completed. All right. And once this is all done, you can say submit. Now, I mean, this is one of the simplest way to, just export a Excel template, work on it offline, collaborate with different people, get those responses and, you know, re-import it back. All right. So now that we have answered most of the assessments, we have gone through the questionnaire. We have seen how a document request can be fulfilled. We have also seen how a user can respond by exporting a template and re-importing it back. The next one is the issues. Now, this is where you can see the list of issues which needs to be worked upon by you know by John, by the third party contact. By so let's go to the first issue over here, right? If there are any tasks listed in the issues, he or she would be able to see it over here, but I've not keyed in any task as such. Just says, we can see the description as to what this issue is all about. Can add the comment to your third party manager over here, right? But then if you think you're done with working on the issue, you can click on resolve issue. This will again get submitted and goes through the approval process to your third party manager, who is nothing but Adam Arrow. Similarly, even tasks, you can work upon tasks, right? So if you can see, there's one which is called as just a demo task, says task one. And if you want to highlight the progress on your task, you can always say, start progress. Now that the progress has been started, you can, key in as and when you're progressing on a task. And once the task is all done, you can say resolve task. Yes, but then you can also add supporting documents to your task and to your issues as well. I mean, yeah, this is all what the third party portal offers for the third party contacts to work upon. It's majorly the assessments, the issues, and the tasks over here. Okay, now moving back to the deck where we left. All right, so you know, again, to help you further understand what we have discussed so far and what we have seen into the demo. We have a list of key resources listed out here. This links will be available with this video and the deck on our community portal. So now the key benefits from the third party portal that, offers to your third parties is making their interaction smoother and more efficient. And the portal provides readily available support, as you have seen, the FAQ section and the guided tour. Third-party contacts, can access the portal via the secured URL, ensuring that their interactions and the data exchanged are protected. Also, the portal acts as a central hub for third parties to respond to various types of requests, which would be assessments, issues, tasks, or managing contacts as well. Finally, the portal recognizes that different users may have different responsibilities. As you have seen, the primary contacts are granted broader capabilities within the portal. All right. Thank you for watching. Hope this speed learning session has provided some quick insights into the third party, portal. Thank you. See you again.